pause for thought and join in the barking with Darren Rowe on The Mindful Dog.
It's 17th of May and it's now time to catch up with myself and Roman Travers on the Sunday Cafe on Magic Talk FM.
Darren Rowe is a dog behaviourist and a member of the Association of Pet Dog Trainers New Zealand. He's also the owner of Mindfulness for Dogs and with me here on the Sunday Cafe. G'day, Darren.
Good morning, Roman. How are you today?
I think you're probably nearly as excited as my executive producer. You've both got new puppies coming.
Yeah, well, we've actually got ours now. So yeah, well, you can probably tell in my voice, I'm so excited.
Oh, what did you get?
Mind you, not had too much sleep. So we've got two absolutely gorgeous Border Collies. Mm-hmm. Not the easiest breeds to have, but we're pretty hard into Border Collies, definitely.
Yeah.
But they are so sweet, mate. Every time you look at them, I just melt, basically, even if they're being naughty, and that's the problem, isn't it?
Are they from the same litter?
They are, yeah. So actually they're not from the same litter. They're from two different mums, but they're in the same kennel, if that makes sense. So they know each other really well. So they're effectively brother and sister.
Gee, they're an intelligent dog, right? You could teach them to make breakfast in bed, just about.
Yeah, they're already working us.
Yeah.
They're already ganging up on us and trying to sort of see how they can play us at the moment. So, yeah, it's quite interesting watching them, the little brains developing.
Very exciting times. Look, if you are yourself getting a new puppy, you're inheriting a dog, whatever the situation might be, and you've got questions around behaviour, Darren Rowe is here for you on 0800 844 747. Do some breeds of dog have a propensity to be naughtier than others, Darren?
Yeah, they do. And it's quite funny because there was a media release recently by one of the insurance companies, and it would be interesting to see what our viewers think are the naughtiest dogs, isn't it? Then they can phone in and tell us what they think the naughtiest dogs are. But the one dog that stands out, what would you reckon it might be, Roman, the one naughtiest dog?
Oh, I think the Labrador gets blamed for a lot because people own Labradors. I don't know, though. Naughtiest. Probably like some little Shih Tzu or little blimmin', I don't know, some silly little thing. I don't know. Tell me. Well,
this is all based on I guess, the number of insurance claims that they take for dogs that eat things and that kind of thing. And actually, you were bang on the money there, Roman. It was the Labrador. Oh. Now, I don't know whether that's because there are way more Labradors in New Zealand than other dogs. I think it's something like 1 in 8 purebred dogs are Labradors, which is quite a lot. And if I remember rightly, somewhere around 40,000 registered Labradors, purebred Labradors in New Zealand. Now, obviously, then when you've got the Labrador crosses that aren't through the Kennel Club, then that could double quite easily, couldn't it, really?
Yeah, true.
So, so okay. There's quite a lot of them.
So you're getting a new puppy, you've got everything sorted. What about insurance? To what extent would pet insurance cover you for a naughty dog?
Yeah, so most reputable breeders will give you, they're affiliated with one of the, I think there's about 4 or 5 different pet insurance companies, and they should be affiliated with one of them. And as a puppy, you normally get the first 4 weeks of their life insured for free. Mm-hmm. And then obviously you go on to whatever plan that they have. And I would urge people to take that up, that 4 weeks for free, definitely, and then make a decision on where they go from there. But normally within the first sort of 3 to 4 weeks, that's when we make the mistakes and our puppies suffer for it. Okay. We leave things down and they grab them and stuff like that. So definitely take hold of that, because a friend of mine had a dog that ate a stone, a young dog that ate a stone. Not a massive one, but that cost them something like $3,500 for the surgery, and that's not a small amount of money, is it?
No, it's not.
Especially when you've just forked out, a couple of thousand probably for the dog in the first place.
Exactly, depending on the breed, like a real breed, like a Border Terrier. Whatever dog it is that you're getting, you can get some advice now for free with Darren Rowe. 0800 844 747. Morning, Jennifer.
Yes, good morning, Darren.
Morning, Jennifer.
Hello.
Morning, Jennifer. Sorry.
I have a 15-month-old miniature poodle. It's very healthy, but he's becoming quite fussy with his
food.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't want that food and
How are you feeding him? Is it a little boy or a little girl?
Boy.
Little boy. How are you feeding him?
On a plate on the floor.
Yeah. So like a normal dish, yeah? What you can sometimes do is mix it. It's just you've just got the one dog, so there's no other dogs around. No, that's ideal then. So what you can do is you can do what we call enrichment feeding, which just puts a bit more fun to the food. So you can buy the toys that have you can put the food inside, and you can throw them down on the floor, and then they have to work for their food. It just adds a bit more excitement to the eating. And then you can put maybe a little special treat in there as well, just to give that an extra smell. You can also, if you've got a nice outdoor area, you can also go out and throw the food onto the floor. Obviously, make sure there's no stones or those kind of things. Otherwise, you'll be using
it won't be the stones.
Yeah, make sure you don't do that. So on the grass is normally the best one. And then they have to really fight, work and sniff it out, and the poodle will love that kind of thing. And that will just bring that extra sense of excitement into eating, because they do get bored a little bit, and sometimes the food, they do go off their food. If you find that they're getting really fussy and it's quite consistent and they go off their food, then I would always go to a vet and just get that checked out, just to make sure there's not a blockage or anything like that, or they've got an allergy to the food. Some dogs have allergies to certain types of proteins, so it might be worth checking that out first.
Well, but I haven't stuck to the same food, but I've tried every single thing, and then he'll have the raw stuff, raw beef or raw mince or cooked chicken cut up, but when it comes to tinned food or rolls of food, no, he doesn't want that.
Sometimes we make a rod for our own back with dogs' food, so we give them the best of the best, and then nothing else under that is good enough for them. So it's like going out for a special meal every day and then having to have a cheeseburger or something like that. It's like, it's a bit boring, a bit bland. So maybe stop the really good stuff and take him back a little bit, and then slowly build it up again.
Yeah, that's the problem with a poodle. Poodles, of course, want to be taken to a high-grade restaurant every night of the week, but they are...
Every night, yeah.
They are...
the creme de la creme, aren't they?
They are, and they're also a very, very smart dog, aren't they?
Well, they're a hunting dog originally, so they're one of the smartest. I think personally one of the smartest dogs, and they play you like chess, so they're always a couple of moves ahead of you.
Yeah, that's a good description. Well done. If you'd like to ask Darren Rowe from Mindfulness for Dogs anything at all to do with your dog and its behaviour, the number is 0800 844 747. Lillian, good morning.
Oh, good morning. Yes, we my husband found a dog about 2 years ago. He was skin and bone and that sort of thing, but his behaviour, when we first got him, he was real timid. We don't know what sort of situation he was in. We took him to the vets, and they don't know how old he is either. But just recently I noticed he's been getting quite aggressive with other dogs as we're going for walks. He's never done that before. So I don't know why he's sort of getting like that now. Yeah.
Obviously there's an awful lot there about socialisation. So if he's been now confronted with lots of little dogs or lots of dogs that he doesn't know how to cope with, then he's likely to he's got nothing to fall back on, so he's not got that socialisation skills to fall back on. But I think possibly, I'll ask you a quick question. Do you walk him on, is the leader connected to the collar?
Yeah. And
does he pull quite a lot?
Not really. He's not too bad. He's quite a timid dog. Like some days he's good, and then some days he's just, his whole aura's just changed. Whether we sort of don't know his situation, but it's that trust issue, and he's getting there now because he's not one of those dogs he's an inside dog, but he's slowly coming in and out. So
quite often we have a while. Quite often you find if a dog does pull a little bit and it's connected to the collar, then when that collar goes into the neck, then that actually causes quite a bit of pain to a dog, and we don't really think about it because we think they've got quite big muscles there. But when they feel that pain and they're looking at another dog, they tend to associate that negative pain to the other dog, and then they think it's a dog that's attacked them or is looking at them in a bad way like that, and so the pain always makes it 10 times worse. So the first thing I would do to try and alleviate this would be to put a harness on and take that hold completely away from the collar, because then at least you haven't got the pain going in. Then see what happens. If he doesn't pull too much, and he's a pretty chilled dog, timid's not so great, but if he's pretty chilled, then that might sort of alleviate that problem anyway. Otherwise, what you have to do really is go to a dog park where it's fenced off and you can sit outside safely, and sit at a safe distance where he's not barking, and then just treat, and then move a little bit more forward and then treat again. And you really just want to make positive associations with dogs running around and being near him. But if you go too close, he's going to kick off, then just move back a metre and then just do it again. And that should get you on the right lines. But with all aggression cases and reactivity cases, seek advice of a qualified pet professional trainer. Go onto the Association of Pet Dog Trainers website and you can find some really good people in your area and they can help you out.
Okay, thank you for that.
Good on you, Lillian. I hope it goes well for you. Absolutely.
You,
You've got to get these things right from the start, and there's no easier time to do that when you've got your new puppy. So give Darren Rowe a call right now on 0800 844 747. Darren Rowe from Mindfulness for Dogs here on the Sunday Cafe. All right, so if you've got questions around your puppy... Hey, by the way, is it puppy season going into winter?
I don't think there's such a thing as a puppy season in New Zealand, to be honest. The last few years, we've filled our puppy preschool classes every week with 10, 12 dogs. And normally it's around the Christmas time, isn't it? People get a puppy around the Christmas. Sure. But I think in New Zealand, because the sunshine's so lovely most of the year, we get them all the time. We've certainly booked up 16 puppies in the last 2 weeks, which is crazy.
Yeah, that's great. That's fantastic. Here's a text that just says, "Hi, we have a 5-year-old mini fox terrier that has started to be possessive and protective with little people. We've got...
How old? Did it say how old it is, Roman?
No, a 5-year-old, but they've also got little people themselves. They've got 3 boys, which she's great with, but it's other people's little people that this mini foxy's not so great with.
Right. Certainly, the first thing I would be doing is I would be looking at enlisting a trainer to help you on this one, definitely, because obviously when you've got little children involved, then there's serious implications if your dog does bite them. So certainly find a trainer in your area, and if you can't find someone, give me a shout, and I can certainly put the feelers out for you. So they can get quite... it's what we call resource guarding. So they might try and resource guard the children. I obviously don't know all the details there, but it sounds a bit like if there's somebody comes into the house and the children are there, then maybe the dog is defending the children. It could well be something like that. They might also be quite scared of those children. So when you bring new children in, it's really important to teach them to be calm and quiet and not go crazy. If that is the case, and let's face it, it's really hard, isn't it, to keep those kids quiet and stuff like that. So if you've got the kids coming in your house to play, then put your dog in a crate somewhere nice and calm. They don't have to be playing with your kids. You know, they can have their own space. Sure. And that way you're limiting the danger, aren't you? Because the last thing you want is a little foxy trying to grab people, because they like to bite, they like to chew and stuff like that. So and they will hurt little people even more than they do sort of like older people, because the skin's a bit softer, isn't it?
That's so true. 21:09. The number here 0800 844 747. You've got nothing to lose, everything to gain by getting some advice now from Darren Rowe. What are the issues with a new puppy? We've all been around now with lockdown, and then we all go back to school and go back to work, and the puppy's going, what the heck?
Yeah. We've literally, like I say, just got our puppies, and we were sat there thinking, God, it would have been so nice to have had them in lockdown. But actually, I'm actually glad we didn't get them in lockdown, because they're not used to us being around us all the time. Yeah. So that separation anxiety is not going to kick in, because they're going to be used to us being in and out. But one of the things I think, the most important thing we've got to think about, well, there's a few things really. You've got to hit the toilet training, so you've got to get that sorted, because that becomes a real pain, especially when you go back to work and you've got pee and poo everywhere. It's a real simple thing to do. There's loads of stuff on the internet. You can contact me, but really it's just a matter of managing that routine. You know, every time a dog gets up, has a drink, has something to eat, plays, it's going to need the loo afterwards pretty much. As soon as it agitates its belly, it's going to need the loo. So, and you can just catch it, take them out. The other thing is the biting. They've got to be able to bite. They've got to learn how to bite. You can hear mine in the background there. They've got to learn how to bite. Yep. And if they don't learn how to bite, then when they get older and they're still biting, it's going to really hurt. But teaching your puppy to bite, and you just let them bite your fingers for a little bit, and then it gets too much, so you withdraw, and then you put your fingers back again, and you train them that they can, that the bite has to be, sorry, they're just singing in the background, distracted me. You can hear that, you can train them that it's got to be graded. So first of all, they're going to bite really hard, and then they get less and less and less and less. Now,
Darren, I just want to question that, because I'm not an expert. I'm just learning from you. I'm learning so much. But so you do let puppies bite your hands?
Yeah. Yeah, so if you think about how puppies explore the world, they explore the world with their teeth, yeah? Right. And the only way they're going to learn how to not bite hard is to learn to bite. And if you think about if you had all your puppies together, it's why we always get 2 puppies at once, because they bite each other and they learn from each other. So they're going to be biting, and then at some point it will get too hard, and you hear one of the puppies yelp, and then it freezes, and they look at each other, and then they go in and play again. And they're just learning how hard they can bite. In the end, they don't bite at all. So you see the older dogs that are really well socialised and have got that bite inhibition. They're really looking like they're killing each other, when they're playing, but they're not biting at all. It's really soft. And if we don't let them do that at the beginning, they never learn.
This is the mistake that John Budge has made. He's only bought one puppy. He should have bought two. Yeah. See, John? What were you thinking?
I didn't buy two.
Okay, now, just going to that... Can I just ask you about that, Darren? Exactly, because I was told when I got my Border Terrier, we were very keen to get two, and they said, ooh, not unless you're going to be with them all the time.
I was just about to say there, I wouldn't personally, if I'm not a really good dog person, I wouldn't get two puppies. We've always done two, and we've always sort of managed it really well, but we kind of know what we're doing, I guess, with the puppies. Yeah. And still we make mistakes, but it's double the trouble, but it's also double the delight.
Right.
So you just got to make sure that there's two people there that are going to take responsibility. So for me, my wife Papia takes responsibility for one dog, and then I take responsibility for the other. We still play and train with both of them, but we've got ultimate responsibility for a dog. So it's effectively like having two owners and, two different owners anyway. It's just that when we need to give them space, they can just go in the pen and play with themselves, and they're fine,
Darren, there's a couple of questions here. Hard. A couple of questions on the text machine. This one just says, what should I use to stop a dog from pulling? A body harness, a lead, or a halty?
I don't like the anything that goes over the face, and the main reason because they always tend to pull the dog out of balance in terms of it changes the eye structure or something like that, and that can sometimes cause issues when things go past very quickly, so I don't like that. Also, the technology is getting a lot better with the face stem ones, but they can sometimes put pressure on the back of the neck, especially if we're not using them properly, because we tend to pull really hard and they're not meant to be used like that. So I don't tend to like that. I do like harnesses, but I like the harnesses that have the pressure or the connection at the front, not at the back.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because then it just takes the pressure off, again, the back of the neck and that sort of thing, and the back. Okay. So yeah, definitely harness now all the way, because then you're not getting that stress of the collar.
Okay.
Choking the dog.
9:26, still time to squeeze in your call on 0800 844 747. From the puppies to the geriatrics, Sue has talked, she's not geriatric, her dog is. Why does my dog trash the rubbish bin while I'm out? She's 14, she's a Border Collie. Yes, I can shut her outside, but not in winter. I thought of boredom, but she has plenty to do. What's that all about?
I think it's hunting. I might be wrong. We've got one Border Collie that does the same, and if we leave that, and we've never. I think she had that. We had her at 3, so I think she had that behaviour before, because she just came in and it was straight to the bin. It's the prize, isn't it? There's always something in that bin that is way more exciting than anything else they have. Just a word of warning, though: if they do eat things from the bin, they can get very ill. So dogs can end up in hospital for many days because of that. So I always guard the bin. So, as much as most of my dogs, what 5 of them don't even care about the bin, but one does, so I have to guard it as if everybody does. Okay. But yeah, I think it's just because they see us put things in there, and they go, oh, well, if you're putting things in there must be exciting things. And they smell, we put the rubbish, we put all the meat rubbish in there.
Yeah.
So they know it's in there. Their nose is way better than ours. So yeah, it's a bit of a treasure trove, isn't it?
Indeed. Rochelle has texted in, this sounds like a job for a mechanic. This dog may require new rings and bearings. I've got a 5-year-old retriever that has become quite leaky. Is this common?
Quite leaky? As in urine?
Well, I presume so.
I assume, yeah. That's an interesting one, isn't it? If there's nothing changed emotionally around the dog, i.e. no one's died or there's no kind of massive upsets to cause the dog to do that, I would be taking that dog straight to the vets and getting him checked out. If it's a girl, it might be due to spaying. That can sometimes happen, but again, I would be taking that one straight to the vets, I think, as long as nothing behavioral's changed. And then if that's the case and there's nothing medically wrong, then behaviour work on that one. But just take it right back to toilet training like it's a puppy.
Brilliant. Good stuff. All right, another text here. How about stopping dogs from digging the lawn? We have 2 Border Collie Huntaway crosses just over 18 months old. Dig, 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 dig. They love to dig.
It's a Border Collie thing, isn't it, digging? Yeah. It's boredom, and it's fun, and it's exciting. And if there's 2 of them, then they're kind of like egging each other on. What I do is I find a sandpit, or I find an area that I'm prepared to sacrifice for my dogs to chew and to dig and stuff, rather than the whole area, and I'll bury things in there for them to dig out.
Oh, yeah.
So that they're going to go over there and do it, because a Border Collie wants to dig. They're just like that. And they get a bit bored as well. But if you give them that area and put things in so they find them, then it's like, oh, I found something. I'm going to go and dig there more, because I don't ever find anything over there. Right. I always find it in here. Yeah. So that might be a really good way of doing that.
Well, it's been a pleasure catching up as always, Darren, and best of luck with your puppies. If people also have puppies and they want to get you for a one-on-one type session with theirs, how do they contact you?
Yeah, so they can, I'll give my phone number this time. So you can phone me on 0274.
Hang on, I'm getting a pen.
Oh, that's too slow. Oh,
Yep.
too fast.
I've got a pen
Never
now.
get it right, do I?
Go.
Yeah, it's 0274
Yep.
585872 if you're in my area. Or you can find me on www.mindfulnessfordogs.com. And if you can't remember that, it's just m4dogs.com with number 4.
Lovely. Oh, such exciting times having a puppy. Darren Rowe from Mindfulness for Dogs there to help you.
You've been listening to Darren Rowe on The Mindful Dog, giving our canine friends a voice throughout the world. To find out more about what we do, visit our website at www.mindfulnessfordogs.com.